mate? Yeah, good. Luke, it is running.
Huh? Oh, I'm on. Oh, I didn't realise. What did you say? Oh, that's funny. It's still no viewers, but anyway. Hey, welcome everybody. 2025, hey, what a year. Big year planned. 2024 was awesome, but you know what? It's great to be here. First live for the year. And hey, thanks very much for joining us. If you've got a question, pop down below. Happy to answer that one for you. Look, the team here haven't really been near each other. It's summer. It's time for us to get out and enjoy the weather. I've been on leave. Ryan's been on leave. It's been a crossing of paths, but today's the first day we can really get together to actually hang out and spend some time with you. So, hey, g'day, thanks for joining. Hey, Omar. Hey, Alex. Thanks for coming on in to this live. Hey, g'day. I see that the camera is flipped round. Hope all okay with you guys. What?
It's like reversed.
Oh, it's reversed. Oh, yeah, okay. You can do that, yeah, left or right kind of thing. Yeah, that's cool. We're all good. We are fantastic. A big year. 2024 was just absolutely huge. So thanks very much for everyone supporting us. Really appreciate it. And yeah, 2025, massive. Like, you know, we're just, we got in the planning stages now, trying to work out what we're going to do. Some collaborations between different brands and some new products coming this year as well, which is great. We're going to head to MICE. That's locked in, which is great. And host Milan. Well, look, that's on our calendar. We put it there. It was 2 years ago we went. It was fantastic. So maybe let us know if you do want us to go to host Milan. What would change up? That's really what we're trying to work out. If we head that far, it's a big thing. We did a lot of tours. We looked at all the factories, but maybe, I don't know, what do we get out of it? If you've got any ideas, we'd love to hear them as well. We've got a new team member here, Prakash. Say g'day.
Hello.
There you go. Prakash is going to be smashing out coffees with me this morning in the bar. So again, yeah, I'm working in the bar. So if coffees come up, we've got to get in there and help out. But I need a long black, to be honest. I really need a long black. So I actually got halfway through it. But what do you got? Any other questions I can quickly answer while anyone's there? G'day, Frederick. G'day, Adam. Any new struggles in the cafe business lately? Oh yeah, struggles in the cafe business. Boy, big year for that. I'm going to come back and answer that one, but yes, definitely cost of coffee is the biggest conversation that's happening at the moment in Australia. So
Biggest challenge.
big challenge. That's a big challenge. And staffing. Staffing's still a big challenge for sure. You know, finding people, finding the right team. We're growing and we need a lot of people ourselves as well. But cafes are struggling as well to find a lot of people that want to work in the industry. So they're really big challenges. I need a coffee. I really need a coffee. Hang on, there's a batchy. Oh, mess. Hang on. Let's get this organised a bit better. I'll have a batchy. Do you need a batchy?
No, I'm good.
You're on milk?
I'm on the latte at the moment. Thanks.
Latte. Ryan did pour out a wonderful coffee there today. We are going to do latte art sessions with Ryan this year. It's gonna be there. You know, he's picked up his game. He might be behind the camera, but he's, you know, I was commentating him over him while he was pouring out coffee before, and he did really well.
Making me shake.
5 stack tulips, I think it was. So yeah, look, we've got. Oh, the other thing we've got happening this year is Jim. Jim joined last year in the channel, which is great, and he's going to be competing in Brewers Cup and in the World Australian Barista Championships as well. So we've been tasting some fantastic coffee in the last quarter of the year, and he's picked his coffee. We know exactly what he wants to use this year for competition. So I think he's coming up mid-February, and yeah, we'll give a bit of an insight as to what that's about, because we want to share that journey with you so you can see what it is like to compete, and look, the time and effort that goes into that is huge. So yeah, so g'day Domenico, Big Popper, Gwenda, and there's a message help for a review. Always love those ones. Oh, the question there. Any Christmas blend left? No, there's not. Unfortunately, we did sell out of that. So the next one we're working on is the hot cross buns for Easter. So that's one to watch for sure. That's got a really beautiful Ethiopian grade 1 that I've just ordered for that one. So that'll come in and will be part of the base blend, which will be really sweet and juicy. What do you think some of the new trends will be in the 2025 coffee world? Look, don't know. Haven't really thought that far ahead about it. I think for us, the industry is more about the costs of coffee and the cost of it going up. So perhaps it's how we can save money, I think, and still enjoy the multiple cups of coffee we're going to have. I know in Australia, people would go out and have 3-4 coffees in a cafe. You know, they might spend $20 a day in a cafe with those, say, 4 coffees. But now people are choosing, because of the cost going up, they're going to a quick coffee, maybe a coffee at home, something quick and easy. I'm not going to say the instant, but you know, maybe a pod or something. Then they're going through a quick, you know, service station or petrol station coffee, which is about $2, or 7-Elevens. And then they're going to the cafe with their friends or work colleagues and having that, you know, $6 coffee or something like that. So definitely that's a big trend that's happening. So I think we'll start to see, hopefully, some innovation around maybe using less coffee to get some better flavours. That could be a really good.
Who was it, or where did we hear it? Was it a podcast? Was it the It's Just Coffee podcast? The guy talking about more of a move towards black coffee, taking the milk out of it to save, like, for cost.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like people, starting to drink more black coffee.
Yeah, look, if you want to, like in Australia, we drink a lot of milk coffee. I know around the world that's not as big, but we've got a huge dairy industry, so that definitely becomes part of it. We have the bigger size cups, big lattes, flat whites, cappuccinos. But yeah, if you want to, you know, enjoy coffee more, get rid of milk. You don't have to have as many shots in there, and essentially, yeah, you'll bring the cost down for sure. Because if you are going to have a really big, you know, caramel latte on soy, you're paying for the syrups, you're paying for the soy, you've got extra shots in there as well. So it's definitely going to be, you know, $7 or $8 coffee. $8 coffee if you start going
at least.
Yeah, a big soy. What are we now? We did just put up our coffee prices, so we had to do it. We need to show support for cafes that we are putting our prices up. The menus have been swapped around, so I'm lost now. There they are. Yeah, so we're 5, 6, and 7 in those 3 different sizes: 8 ounce, 12 ounce, 16 ounce. So $7. So a large 16 ounce, whatever you want to call it, jumbo, grande, whatever. It's $7. Put a syrup in it for another 80 cents. Put an alternative milk for another $1. You're at $8.80, nearly $9 for one coffee. It's big though, so really about the price of coffee is a huge conversation for sure. The small cup does have to go up, there's no doubt about it. People are saying a lot in the industry right now, here in Australia, about the $7, $8, $10 or $12 cup of coffee. Look, it's a reality. There's going to be some higher prices that are going to have to happen. Roasters have to put up their prices because essentially importers have got their prices up to be able to make sure that the farmers get their higher price for the beans. But does it have to hit $12? I think that's a huge number. I don't think we're going to see that this year for sure. But what we've got to remember is in the industry we have multiple places around the world that have coffee, and you can stagger this price changes. It's not like instantly it's got to go straight up. So we'd have sort of 4 seasons, I guess you can say, throughout the year where we'll be getting an Ethiopian coffee, then we might get a Colombian, then a PNG. So depending on what part of the world you're getting your coffee from, that's when you're going to see price changes. So it's not all going to happen at once. So by the end of the year, we would start to see certainly higher cup prices for sure. And the shortfalls is definitely what a lot of roasters are experiencing. They basically didn't have enough stock on contract. They weren't doing a full year contract, and now they're trying to scramble to get beans to make do. So we're seeing a lot of cheaper coffee being grown around the world in different places. Yeah, we're going to see. Look, I'm going to say it, but yeah, look. A couple of years ago, we started talking about the Yunnan or Chinese roasted coffee. The forecast is that we all will be drinking coffee that has been grown in China. They have much more volumes coming, and they seem to be doing better at it. But yeah, look, that's an interesting one for sure. So, Brazil's been the hero for a long time. A Robusta there being a cheaper price as well. But look, the reality is, I think China will be the next big producer of coffee. So we'll see what happens over the coming years. So there's a prediction for you for sure. We don't have any Chinese coffee yet. Tried it many years ago, really wasn't happy with it, but that was probably 10 years ago. So, the trees are growing up and the quality's getting better. So we'll see what that brings as well. Hello from France. How you going? Oh, thank you very much for your kind words. Really appreciate it. I believe we're the best channel as well. Oh, hello, Bree. Excuse me a sec. Hey, Bree, I didn't get a chance to meet you there.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah. It's Prakash. I don't know if you got to see Prakash and Ryan.
How are you? Nice to meet you. No, nice to meet you. Good, thanks. Yourself?
Oh, look, there's Nikki. G'day, Nikki.
How are you? Good, how are you?
We get to see your legs, Nikki. Oh, how you going?
Just office.
Yeah, you doing all right?
All right.
Going good? Good stuff. Oh, can I? No, I got to stand. I got to stand. I got to move. I hate being on and off the mat. I get a bit lopsided. Where are we? Sorry, questions. Omar, you're going to open a cafe. Good on you, mate. Make sure you have a versatile range of products. Make sure you've got a good food offering, reasonably priced, good coffee, cold products, hot ranges, and look at the bigger picture. Don't just try and focus on one item across the board, and you'll be able to do well there. Can you recommend a low acidity coffee? Just darker roast is the easiest way to head to low acidity. That's the key part. Lighter roast is definitely going to be more acidity for sure. So something a medium roast, something a blend, rather than a single origin coffee, and you'll get yourself a nicer flavour for sure. No, you're right. We have the camera perspective flipped. Does it really look that different? Or what
Your
does it
face
do?
looks lopsided.
Does it? I don't know. That just doesn't just mirror it. Is that what it is? It just means the left's the left, the right's the right.
Yeah.
This is my right hand side. And
I don't know what
you're
you've done to your phone this morning, Luke, but you...
Oh, hang on. What's this? Whoop. No, that's the other way. I don't know. An software update. What's that? Chat filter, moderation. It's just mirrored. Yeah, I don't know how to unmirror it. Retouch. Oh, yeah, gee, I'm going to put retouch on. Retouch made me look younger.
You what?
Retouch?
Retouch.
Yeah,
There you go.
I look a lot younger now. Oh, it's so smooth. I look really smooth. I look Botox. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. There you go. Anyway, I did have a haircut this morning. There you go. Cutting out the greys, looking good. But yeah, look, definitely. Yeah, this year with mice. We'll go back to mice. Mice is a big one. It's been talked about last year. Probably wasn't as successful as many had hoped, but there was a timing gap between the 2 years because of the challenges of the last couple of years. They compressed everything up, so it's a better time of the year. The last year they actually had it on Mother's Day, which was probably not a good idea. But this year there's a lot of changes coming, so we're really excited to see what they've done to bring people back to get together and really have a great industry event. So that's the Melbourne Coffee Expo. We'll be there. We'll let you know what we're going to be doing. We don't have our own stand there, but we'll definitely be partnering with other people down there to produce some content for you. We're going to have a meeting. Where are we meeting? Tomorrow to plan some marketing for the year. So if you've got any ideas, pop them down. We'd love to hear what you want to see from these kinds of events. What do you want to see from us in 2025? It'll be really handy to know so that we can really focus our efforts and give you everything that you want to see. Opening a simple sandwich, assemble cafe with emphasis on coffee-based drinks by the end of the year. Great, high volume, beautiful sandwiches. Toasties, a good variety, getting them in and out really quickly. The key to that's going to be really good bread, a really good sauce, and a great way to toast it. Over here we have a product called a Merry Chef, which is used in Subways and other things like that to toast that bread really quick and heat them up. That would be my product. If I have to do food, I would buy a Merry Chef every day of the week now. It allows you to heat things up and get that beautiful toasty bread really quick. So rather than squishing it in a sandwich press, that's not good. All right, what is one lesson learned between planning to open an actual opening week? What is one lesson learned between planning to open and actually opening week? One lesson. Ooh.
Tips on actually that opening week.
Tips on maybe on the opening week. Maybe the one thing I've always put in is pick your day you're going to open, but give yourself a day off. Once you open your business, you will be stuck there. You will be flat out for the next 3, 6, 12 months building it up. So as much as you think, hey, I need to open on the Wednesday, give yourself the Tuesday off. Go out, go to the beach, do whatever you want to do. Have a day, because firstly, you're going to start to get your mind to settle a little bit, because you will be able to think about other things, hopefully, other than the shop that you're about to open. You'll probably pick up on a couple of things that you might have missed, but also you'll appreciate what you're about to do. You know, it is a big thing, opening a cafe. You become part of the community, you become part of, you know, people's lives. You know, here we've got people coming in that have been getting coffee from us, or from me, essentially, from nearly over 20 years now. You know, we see their grandkids coming in for, you know, baby chinos, but they were little kids themselves when essentially, you know, we first saw them. So it's a generational thing. So you're going to be around for a while if you do it really well. But give yourself that time. In opening week, don't take your time just to make sure you are ready. Do a couple of run-throughs, stand back, open your shop, walk through as a customer and work out what you would want to get out of your own business, not what are you wanting to give your actual customer. Because when you can change that mindset, you'll start to pick up on some little things. Maybe the look or the feel, or where you place something, how you're going to serve them. So look at it from the customer perspective every time, because your vision is what you've been working on all this time before you open. And you may have to bend your vision just a little bit, just to make sure that the customers appreciate what you're trying to achieve. All right. Who's are these ones for?
Just for browner and
All right. Cool. Well, we're going to teach you how to pour through the chocky.
I know how to, but I'm kind of like...
Were you embarrassed by your pattern? So you hit it?
Well, it was on almond milk, so it was a bit too flowy.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. There's a big chocolate cover. All right. You can hide mistakes under chocolate, but yeah, we will look to help out there and get that much better. All right. What do you think of the Slayer steam? Yeah, look, it's been around for a while in different iterations. Of the first versions, people said the steam quality was really good. You do have to still purge it out a bit there to get that high quality steam. Some people didn't like the delay in the time that it was turning off, but that's what happens when you have a big long steam one. You know, that's on other machines as well. So to be critical about that particular, I wouldn't really be worried about that. Yeah, good variables in the shots and consistency, things like that. So I think it's definitely a very technical product, technical machine, and a good brand. But yeah, I think you know, reliability and consistency around a whole brand for a long time is really what you want to look for, especially if you're supporting new cafes. But any product you look at in your cafe, make sure you've got someone that can help you service it or support it. Don't go and buy something really cool because you think it's great and there's no support. You will only end up not in a good position. All right, what do you learn? How do you learn to more latte art with linear micra? Or how do you learn to pour more latte art with linear micra? Look, once you've got the key techniques of good milk and getting the right amount of foam and controlling that and spinning it back through and getting really silky, it's just learning what I believe is the 3 key things to making a good latte art. Certainly you've got to get the base right, or the canvas, so making sure the top of that is well blended in so you can start to push through. Being able to pour a heart, just a blob, and pull back out, that would be one step that you want to be able to do. The other one you'd want to be doing is being able to wiggle and control it to then get a heart. So it's combining 2 things, the wiggle and the stop. And then you'd be looking to look at dragging if you want to start to draw. So check out a lot of videos that Jim is doing now. He's far better than me on latte art. I know we did a session with Jimmy there as well, teaching him how to pour. What do you have to pour? Jimmy tried to pour something. What patterns?
He poured a little rabbit.
A little rabbit. There you go. So there you go. There's some tips on exactly how you can progress, because yeah, Jimmy and I are both learning to pour better latte art or different things, or draw or etching or doing lots of different things. So they'll help you as well. The Micra is not going to hold you back. If you do find that you can't get good steam, you can change the temperature of that boiler so that the steam pressure will change. So that might just help you as well. Start with a bigger amount of milk if you're really early in the progress. Don't just start with a small jug and think you're going to get great milk. So that will help you as well. So the longer it takes to froth, the more quality, smaller microfoam bubbles you're going to have. And they use whole milk. Whole milk's a great way to start. Love it. Use a full cream. A skim will separate a bit quicker. It's a bit more sugars in there. What machines do we recommend for a startup shop? We recommend Lamazocco. Look, that's definitely what we use for the Artisti brand. We find them.
Luke, you watch our most recent video. Jimmy walked through all the equipment like we recommend, which includes the linear PB.
Yeah. Last week's video or the week before? Last week's video, yeah. Jimmy runs through the whole lot there. We recommend. Takes you through the bar and talks about, why and what machines we use for Artisti. So, but yeah, good, reliable brands, good support, proven brands that are going to last the test of time. That's really what we love. From a roaster's perspective, we don't want to be putting in a product that's going to break down and cause issues for a cafe. So that's why we do love the Lamazoccos there. G'day from California. Rosalie, what do you think of the older Rocket Apartmento? Good machine. Yeah, really good. They even did an extra run here in Australia, so that's still available, the old one, the Apartmento. The TCA is the new model. It's a great little HX machine, really well built. Looks nice, very different standout with that little circle patterns on the side. So yeah, it's a good machine, well built for sure. It's hard to find good decaf beans in Hamburg, Germany. Yeah, look, Hajmat, I believe that is an interesting one. Decaf is interesting. We've just had to change from our Swiss water decaf. There was none in the country actually. So we've gone to the sugarcane processed. If you're out and about in a cafe, you should look for a whole bean product. Find a product where the cafe is grinding it, they're not using it out of a bag. Perhaps recommend that to your local cafe to step up their game and get a separate grinder and grind decaf. It needs to be fresh. It doesn't have to be dark roasted. It definitely doesn't want to be old, and you can get some beautiful crema out of the decaf and great flavours. So look, we do a beautiful decaf here. We pride ourselves in that, and a lot of our cafe partners do really well with decaf.
Yeah, you had a question there. How long should we brew our V60? So I gave you the recipe card. They can find that on our website. Just go to that product page of V60 and that's there.
Yeah, they can hear that from you, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. That little card will give you the recipe. There you go. There's a QR code there. If you want to screenshot that, you can. It'll take you straight there. But all of our recipes come for every product we do. And then each time we do a single origin of the month, you've got all the recipes on there as well for adjustments. So we do single origin, you get an espresso recipe, a batch brew, pour over, and a cold brew recipe for every single, just adjusted to make sure you get the right temperatures and recipes for the particular roast that we do each month. So hope that helps you out.
Your next question, Rosalie. What home coffee pot and grinder do you recommend? I'd be
What
saying
home
the
coffee pot
Breville
and grinder do you
Precision.
The what, sorry?
The batch brewer, Precision brewer.
Oh, the precision brewer, like your batch brewers. So
I think that's what she's talking about, like a coffee pot.
Yeah, if it's a dripper, this is a bit hard to see. Breville Precision Brewer. Look, where is it? There it is. There. It could also be known as the what do they call them in the UK? The other brand, not Breville, it's something else.
Sage.
Sage. There you go. Could be called Sage, depending on where you are around the world. But we've gone with that. All our cafe partners use it. It's simple, it's easy. It's got an SCA setting called the gold setting, which means you pop your beans in, hit gold, and you get the standard profile for competitions. Or you can go in and change it all up. You can do a pour over, you can do a batch brew style, you can pause the flow, change the temperatures, do all these different things if you want to. It's then decanted into the thermos container. Seems to last really well for 4 or 5 hours. It's really good, easy, and $3.99 Australian, I think it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, really happy with that. A lot of people in cafes use a Mocket Master. They look beautiful. Look, I absolutely love them, but there's no flexibility. There's no changing the temperatures. There's no no real control there at all. So that's why we sort of stay away from those. Hey, look, anyway, if you just joined us, hello, welcome to 2025. We're stoked to be here. It's our first live. If you've got a question, pop down below. Look forward to answering that for you. And yeah, if you've got any ideas what we should cover this year, pop them in as well. We want to hear what we can do to make the channel better for you this year. Felix, hello mate. What do you prefer, an 8-ounce latte, cappuccino cup, double ristretto or double espresso shot? Okay, well I'm off milk. I've been off milk for a few years now, so I enjoy black coffee. But if I do have a milk coffee, it will be a double ristretto in a smaller cup. There's no doubt about it. I love these little 180ml sort of, oh, there you go, one in my hand here. 180ml cups. I'm a double ristretto fan with a smaller amount of milk for sure. I like that intensity, the sweetness that you can get. Yeah, that's me. I love it. Chocolate. Haven't had chocolate on a coffee for a long time, but it's a nice little tasty thing on your cappuccino there that we do here in Australia. It seems to be the cappuccino is different all around the world. So yeah, hope that answers your questions there, Felix. Moving to Zambia. Do they produce coffee beans? Zambia. Do they produce coffee in Zambia?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, I don't think so. Maybe there's a farmer or two out there.
They might. There probably is a farm there, but
Track them down. Let us know when you get there. We'd love to know.
quick guide
to
Americano.
good Americano. Yeah, so look, Americano versus long black is the argument there. We basically put the water in first and then put an espresso on top, usually a full double espresso on the top, and let that crema sit there and float through. In Americano, you put the espresso shot in first, then fill it up with hot water, which then tends to have just a black look on the top of the actual coffee rather than that beautiful crema. So that's what we do. Ratio is the key to all of those things. As you start to get bigger, you definitely want to have some more coffee in there. So we'll do a double ristretto in a small, a double in a mug, or a 12 ounce when you hit the 16 ounce. We'll just go straight up and do 2 full double handles. So 2 of these are going to be extracted. And there are our 22.5 gram doses in there. So that should be a good amount of coffee that makes that long black taste really, really nice. And good filtered water. Always have good filtered water, otherwise you're going to have a poor tasting coffee for sure. So I feel a sneeze coming on, so bear with me a sec if I do sneeze. Oh, that long black batchy is really good actually. That is super oh, when getting into a shop, did you buy outright? Loan through a bank, or rent to own? I've always owned outright. Yeah, I've tried to not grow too many loans, just so that I know that the money that comes in, I can use that to grow the business rather than pay back for the business. So everyone's different. I guess if you've got a loan, you've got to pay it back. You know, some people are comfortable with loans, other people aren't. If you can borrow money, it's tax-free essentially, so that helps as well. It's not something you've got to pay tax on a loan, so you can use that money to grow, which is also good as well. But look, talk to an accountant, see what's best for you in the position, but also then see what you're comfortable with. You know, if you feel like you're just working for the bank, that's not good. But grow what works for you as well. Good morning, Luke and Co. The mirrored image is messing with me yet to my caffeinated mind.
My yet caffeinated mind.
Yeah. Sorry, mirrored. I don't know what's going on. My phone was playing up. We were live before, but we weren't live, so I had to turn it off and go again. There's something happening. Maybe I need to do an app upgrade. Okay, you have a very busy, Hazmat has a very big busy cafe and have had a Faima E61, but it's not keeping up so well anymore. So I am currently wavering between a Lamazocco and a Slayer and need some good advice. Look, if you want something that's going to last, do well, and just pump out coffees all day long, the Lamazocco is going to do it, for sure. There's no doubt. It's proven. You know, they built the whole industry around Starbucks with their original Lamazocco 2 groups. 2 and 3 groups, dual boiler machines. They're just a workhorse. They look good. They go all day. And if they do have a problem, you can service and work on them majoritively of all of the issues that happen in a machine without having to turn off the machine. So my bet would be a Lamazocco any day. If you're looking just for just a showpiece and a point of difference, then you want to play down pressure profiling and do all that kind of stuff, then perhaps the Slayer or Slayer Steam would be the way to go. But if you haven't got people that can work that machine to its optimal potential, and that's not your marketing goal, is to say we have the best coffee or the most technical coffee or the best baristas, then don't spend the money on the Slayer Steam. Because if you're looking for consistently good coffee and a reliable product, I would look at the Lamazocco for sure. That your team can actually reproduce all day, every day, and that's where I see it. I always like to see it in that 80-85% area, because that's where most people want to spend their money. I wouldn't overspend in this market, that's for sure. It's going to be a tricky couple of years, I'd say, ahead for cafes. So, if you can focus on being good, consistent, and not over-capitalising on your investments in your cafe, you should last the test of time. Where are we? Here we go. Gee, good questions. Hey, thank you everyone. So good having you here today. It's good to see a range of different questions coming in. You should have a warm cup for any espresso drink. Yes, you should. Yeah, definitely. Either it's using from the top of your machine here, definitely the way to go. Don't put a tea towel over the top. The machine's trying to let heat out. If you put a tea towel over the top, yes, you'll get super hot cups, but you're going to bake the inside of your machine and cause yourself a lot of problems down the track. Little fittings, plastic, covers, wires, all that kind of stuff is going to degrade a lot quicker.
Don't put any chocolates and syrups and anything on top of your machine.
Yeah, don't put syrups, chocolates, or hot coffees that are full up on here. Don't let customers grab coffees from the top of your machine. It'll make an absolute mess. If you're dusting your chocky, try and don't let them sit up there. Yeah, every time you tap it on there, you'll do a dust of chocolate, and it'll go through all of your machine.
Can cost you big dollars in repairs and servicing.
Yeah, or do it and then bring it to us. We'll fix it for you. Mac and a Coffee Tech is our service business as well. Hey, look at that. They're turning up right now. Look, we do have a service business as well. So if you're in Australia and you need some support, we can help you with that. Pretty excited. Some cool stuff right now and some conversations around what we can do for customizations of coffee machines. But anyway, I look forward to sharing that with you when I get a little bit further down the track of some conversations this year.
The next question there, Luke, is what do you think about coffee vans? Wanting to start my own. We've got a good video on coffee vans we released last year.
For sure.
Sort of halfway through last year. But anyway, if you search our channel, coffee caravan or coffee trailer. Yeah,
definitely. We talked about the pros and cons of different ones there as well. That'll help for sure. Whether you're going to be mobile or whether you're going to be fixed, mobile, you've got to run around and try and find the most number of coffees per stop. There's an expense obviously to that with a mobile van. If you can find a location and bring people to you, that is my preference. Jimmy and I, last year was it, or the year before, said what would we do for the year, what would we make? We both decided to have a fixed location, quick grab and go, where people came to us. That is definitely the best coffee option that we could recommend for sure. Difference between steaming and frothing? Sorry, same. Different words.
Just different, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, frothing technically might be how much froth you get or how much agitation or hiss that you're getting. Steaming is technically the product that's coming out, but essentially it's the same, just referring to a different way. Same question, two different people. There you go, sorry. Felix, can you recommend any good specialty coffee roasters in Europe? In Italy, we'd go and see, was it Seven? What was the lady?
Yeah.
What was her business?
Yeah. 7 something.
Lovely lady. 7 grams?
Yeah, I think it might have been 7 grams.
7 grams, I think it was. Her name is... Go back and have a look at our Milan trip. We went and had coffee with her. She was a judge in the world stages, and I can't think of her name right now. Anyway, that's a good place to start. Look in the professional world of coffee, who competes, and then they'll be linked with some sort of roastery for sure. That'd be the way to go. I can't read that anymore. I'm getting...
Do you want to borrow my glasses, Luke?
No. I need another coffee. My
Okay,
eyes are...
so have you tried Nanofoamer Lithium? No.
Have I what, sorry?
Have you tried Nanofoamer Lithium?
No.
No.
No, I haven't, no. There's a lot of cool little foaming devices out there. The Dream, or the Dream that we did back at Milan, that's finally come out in the market. The little, small little foamer, that's really cool.
Yeah.
For home. You can get the pod one. The Morning was the pod one. The Dream is the steamer. They're cool little combos. For $1,000, you can get a really cool little steamer unit. So they're available now. Definitely look at those. How does turbulence affect our extraction? How does turbulence in what? In water? Yeah.
If I'm in a plane and I'm
in a plane,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that question. Maybe you can.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any talk about Indian coffee industry? The only thing I hear is there's certainly great coffee that comes out of there. The most well known would be the Indian Monsoon Malabar. I think that's the hero that's been around for so long. I guess the key thing we hear about India is just the growth of coffee. People wanting to get into it. There's a huge population over there, and they're going to want to enjoy a lot more of it. So that's all I know so far. Yeah, probably. Hey, how you going, Jay? Hey, if you just joined us, pop a comment down below. Happy to answer it. Welcome to 2025, and yeah, good to have you here today. Did I miss anything? Did I miss any questions?
I'll read the next one for you, Luke.
Sure. What's the next one?
Lengthy. What are factors that dictate your choice of raw coffee beans? Price, ethical production, fermentation process, established relationships. It would be interesting to see a video on this.
Sure. Yeah, we probably should do one. The quick, easy summary is we do have some farms and things we've been using quite some time. So with our range of beans here, our blends, we've been able to manage our origins the same for 7 or 8 years. We haven't had to change our origins at all. Gives us consistency, the flavour's there, and we're really happy with it. I know a lot of roasters right now are changing their origins, or going to 6-bean blends because they need to throw in something that they couldn't get and have some variables there. We're only ever a 4-bean blend, which keeps it nice and clean and allows us to really be specific around the flavour profile that we're after. Will that change in the future? Look, I don't know. Right now is where we're going into the new buying for some different origins. We are short. We're short. We've grown so much. We don't have enough beans. Our contracts are going to run short. Where in the past we went over, which is good. We just a little bit over is always good, but running short by multiple tonnes is a huge issue. You all right to be on camera?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, cool. Everyone, Ben, meet everybody.
Hello, everyone.
So Ben's in the bar as well today. Doing some great stuff. Yeah, really enjoying coffee, which is cool. So look, price has always been a factor. You can't say that price isn't a factor because you've got to run a business and you've got to make sure that you've got the margins there to support your business and what you do. Price is a huge factor moving forward now. So some of the green beans that we are looking to replace now, especially grade 1s or 80 points and above basically on the scale. Yep, go for it, yeah. The specialties, we might have been paying $8.50, between $9 there, buying full container loads. Now we're getting prices of $14 to $15. Now, that is huge. That's nearly 45, 50% increase. No, it's 100%. What am I saying? 100% or 95% increase on our raw cost of product. We have to shift our price. There's no doubt about it. You can't absorb that much. Now, if you go back a year before that, they were up again. So for the last 3-4 years, they've just been going up 10%, 20%. So year on year on year, over the last 4 years, we might be looking at 150% increase. Now, that's great because those prices will allow farmers to get the money that they deserve, and we want them to stay in the industry. There's a lot of people that are leaving the industry because they weren't getting paid enough. So maybe this is a time in the industry where it's settling down and really trying to make sure that coffee is priced where it needs to be for everybody. So maybe we've just got to have this big hike and then we settle. And that's fine. So look, price is a big one for us this year. As I said earlier in the video, it's about 4 times throughout the year we swap our origins out, and those price increases will come in. So we are talking with our wholesalers. We're saying, hey, look, yes, we're fine for the moment, but once the origins start to change, we'll have to amend some costs for sure. And that will affect the cup of coffee price as well. Cafes have to make their margins. They've got to put their cup prices up. So what does it affect? Great relationships. Yes, we've stayed with our Ethiopian, their regionals for quite some time, and PNG for the same as well. Colombia's we've been able to keep the same, and Guatemala we just moved a little bit between Huehuetenango and something like the Los Volcanes regions, which basically is where the coffee's grown on the actual volcanoes. So we swap between those two depending what tastes good in the crop years. So yeah, that's what it's about. And relationships, yes, we use green bean buyers to make sure that they've got traceability, and then they can give us some beautiful single origins that we can then represent a particular farm or something like that. So these guys here, the Cerro San Luis, located in De Gracia Alegria, within Costa Rica, Central Valleys. So the Delandio family. So these guys basically had coffee that has been in competition sides or Cup of Excellence. So they've done really, really well over the years. So finding someone that does a really great coffee like that and being able to enjoy the taste and share that with people and share their story and inspire them to keep going and make better coffee is really what the single origin side is about. This farm will have multiple grades. They'll have something for some blenders or entry-level coffee as well. So, we want them to produce good coffee, but also then have something that allows us to keep the coffee industry going. We can't always have the most expensive coffee being purchased all the time. There was a few questions there. What do you got?
Do you want me to read them to you?
Yeah, I might just move out of the bar for a second. I'll let these guys just smash out coffee. They're doing well. That'll do. Okay.
So next question, do you have an opinion on Rocket Espresso Doppia? Dual boiler? Yeah.
Doppia, yeah. Look, all the Rocket stuff's really nice. We toured the Rocket factory last year, so go and have a look through that. It suits a price point and a quality for sure. The Doppia, I think, is the more lower entry level one. I'm just trying to remember that off the top of my head. But yeah, they'll have the E61, I think, group in them, and they'll make a good coffee. So if that fits your budget, the brand is definitely a good one to look at as well.
Hey, Luke.
Yeah.
Are these tools necessary for making good coffee?
Oh yeah.
WDTs, NCDs, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, NCDs. In a cafe, we find that the NCD is the better thing to use. So some sort of I always get this word bad. Distribution is needed. If you're not distributing your coffee, you are under extracting coffee and getting a very poor coffee. So focusing on that, these are a beautiful color, by the way. There's just like, I don't know, a lipstick pink or something, They are absolutely wonderful. But that sits on top of your group handle or portafilter, and you spin it, and those little fins will maneuver that coffee around to allow you to have some sort of distribution, to not have channeling. The less channeling you have, the more flavour you get per cup. In theory, the better you extract coffee, the less you could use. So you could save money by doing some good distribution and getting a better result. So we find that's great for cafes because it's quick, easy, and they can utilise it. But a WDT or a needling tool is definitely the way to work up your grind and start to basically get rid of any sort of boulder or clump that would then allow the water to flow around rather than through all of those little particle sizes. So that is going to give you a huge amount of flavour increase. You will have to grind finer to be able to make sure that you're getting more out of it and you can increase your dose. So when you start to play with this WDT tool, you definitely want to have a grinder that allows you to change the grind to then get more out of it. So you'll maybe find the 1:2 ratio might be a bit hard. You might have to go something by 1 to 1.8 because you might start to over extract the coffee because you're doing so well, depending on the grinder and the beans that you're using. So yeah, these are worth their weight in gold. Definitely get onto those in the home market. A little bit fiddly, but yeah, we've got a whole lot of videos on those as well.
Daryl Ong says, good morning from Singapore. He
Hey, Daryl.
said, Do these increases in raw beans attributed to demand, exposure, or agricultural challenges like climate, etc.? I would say yes, all of the above.
Yeah, it's a perfect storm. Look, we always, coffee's traded on the International Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, I think actually is the key one, I should say. But essentially they've had a lot of challenges in Brazil, so Brazil leads the pricing for the rest of the world. Basically about 10% I think is the export of coffee out of Brazil, so it's not their biggest market. A lot of shipping challenges have happened now, so other agriculture can be shipped out of Brazil. So there's been a lot of backlog there. Then there's the rains, which then reduce crops. We've got huge demand. The demand has always been outgrowing the production for coffee worldwide for many years. It just gets worse and worse every single year. So that's one of the biggest problems we face. So you've got that side of it, but then you've got a couple of key things where you get big companies that just bought masses of coffee at a certain price, which then takes up all of that stock, so there's nothing left. I know 2 of those happening at the or happened in the last sort of couple of months, which then spikes there's no coffee, the demand goes up. So that's where we really pushed hard up to 330, 340, I think, maybe even 350, but definitely it went way past the 295s into the 3s really quickly. So for here in Australia, coffee has not been this expensive since 1950 something. I think they're talking at the moment, mid 1950s. So, and coffee used to be a luxury. It was never a day-to-day commodity that everyone just enjoyed. So, look, I think we're just coming back to what it used to be, and we'll see where that lands. It's also being traded, the non commodity actual trades, so not buying to then roast and move on, but just looking at the share market, that also boosts up the price as well. So got all these factors all combining at once, causing high prices for sure.
Samuel says hello from Auckland.
G'day.
William
Love New Zealand. Beautiful place.
Drum says, do you think you can really get all the benefits of great espresso in milk drinks like flat whites?
Do you think you can get all the great benefits of
great espresso in milk drinks like flat whites?
Oh, okay. No, I think the outcome is different, because what you're trying to do is have a taste once there's all the dairy in there. And dairy's heavy. It needs something different to cut through. So you're really making let's say a mixed cocktail to get an end taste, as opposed to a straight whiskey that you might drink. So you would do things differently. If you want your milk-based coffee to taste, I don't know, like pineapple or something like that, you'd have to modify and get different blends and roast and really bring them all together to make your mad scientist kind of flavour. So I would say if you're going with a milk-based product all the time, you'd probably darker roast, you'd be looking to cut through that dairy and have an end profile which is caramelly, full-bodied and just nice and smooth and lower bitterness. Where if you're looking at black coffee, you want to highlight, you want to highlight exactly what that actual cup or from the farm is actually going to give you. So if you've got a special processing, a natural process versus a wash process, or you've got a high altitude coffee or whatever it might be, that's what you're trying to highlight with black coffee. So I think espresso is a word that fits across every base coffee drink, but it's probably I'd love to see some more definitive things in there and saying, well, espresso blend extraction or something like that for milk, because the outcomes are very different. Yeah.
Elias jumped in and wanted to point out the doppia is from the commercial line.
Oh, the doppia, yeah, okay. That's why. Okay, so they brought it into, yep. That's the high-end rocket one. Okay, yeah. Look, we're just looking into the commercial rocket range. The doppia 2, I think here, is in Australia at the moment. We're looking at the doppia 4, no, we're looking at the boxes at the moment, the entry-level rockets for entry-level cafes. But that's got some traits from the R9 one, I believe, similar head, similar profile through that as well. So look, yeah, it's new for us in the commercial space. We always did the doppia, we did a lot of the domestic stuff, the apartamentos, the mozzafiatos, and these kinds of products here. So yeah, that's one thing this year is commercial ranged rockets is what we're looking at for sure. So we'll take you down and see next time in Sydney. We'll take you through the distributors in Australia. They've got a brand new showroom. It's beautiful. So yeah, we'll take you down there and give you that tour for sure. I think we might even hold an event there in Sydney. They've got a great space there, so keep an eye out for that if you're in Sydney.
Gwenda Fishley said, when you put the coffee recipes on the card, could you put the water temperature for the coffee machine?
Yes, I can. That's my job. I will put the water temperatures on there. So normally in blends we go for about 92, 93 degrees. In espresso, in the singles, probably need to be a little bit higher. So if you can go a bit hotter, it would be ideal. I guess we've reflected that in our pour overs, saying 94 degrees. Sometimes that's 96. But yeah, bumping up a little bit for a light roast coffee is definitely going to help. Look at that. Room for improvement. Thank you. What else we got? Difference between cappuccino and latte.
Says, how long does it take to learn latte art? How long is a piece of string?
Yep.
I think. Yep. It's
Always,
like
ever.
up to the individual.
Yeah, I've been 20 years in coffee, and it keeps growing, and you're always pushing yourself to learn new and different things. So, yeah.
Zam says the Australian newspaper says coffee needs to be $12 to make profit in cafes.
Yeah, look, that 12 is a big number. I don't think it needs to be $12. And again, I don't know how well they're specifying if it's a cup or a mug or a big 16 ounce or whatever it might be. But look, the cafes are feeling it. You know, when I had my cafe, we've had the roastery now 14 years. So before that we had 4 years there. So 18 years ago, our cup was about $3.20 for a milk coffee, like a small with a split shot. By the time we left there, it might have been $3.50. And now we've only hit the $5. So in 20 years, we've only gone up $1.50, $1.80. So yeah, definitely has to go up. $6, $7 a cup would be realistic, I think, by the end of the year for a small flat white or something like that. But what the challenge our industry faces, and I know a lot of other guys are putting this content out there, and I think we want to dive into this a little bit deeper in another video. But what defines the difference between let's say a bakery or a service station that is buying a cheaper bean because they don't think about quality, they just have a service there to offer that you're pulling up on and getting a pie or a sausage roll or whatever you want and getting a coffee, and them charging you $5 for a cup, as opposed to a cafe that is buying high-end specialty coffee, helping a farmer, really trying to grow the industry, pour some beautiful latte art, think about the milk that they're doing, give you a perfect extraction, has $30,000 worth of coffee equipment on there to make sure that coffee is repeatable and great, spends time and effort in actually training baristas to give you a cup of coffee, and then it's still $5. So our industry needs to have a separation between these. We need some sort of scoring, some sort of rating chart to be able to make that work. And until that happens, yeah, I think it's always going to be a bit of a mismatch. In the world, we have Michelin star ratings for chefs and restaurants. We know when we walk into a 2 or a 1 or a 3-star Michelin restaurant, we are going to pay more. There is no doubt about it, as opposed to a quick takeaway burger shop or something like that. But yeah, it's got to change. People need to know why they're paying $12 a cup, because you can go in now in a cafe that's specialty and pay $12 for a cup of coffee. It just depends on what you're getting. Is it a pour over? Is it a beautiful single origin that someone spent so much time and effort to roast? Yeah, look at the card. Yeah. Is it a special origin like this that's got a farmer that's doing his amazing stuff all the way through from the start of his planting of a tree to when he produces this crop every single year, and how he distributes that out to roasters around the world to have a cup of excellence coffee? Or is it just something that someone's growing to just get volume? And yeah, we need to be able to define that much better for sure. What else we got? Hey, Coffs Harbour, New South Wales. got some sort of vote to say how good coffee is in the area. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. I know we've been championing our region for many years now. You know, with this channel, the marketing and bringing people in, we've been trying to put Coffs Harbour on the map for sure. But we got voted, I don't know, in some thing recently. I think you know, the place for coffee. There are some great coffee shops definitely in our area, and a lot of other people really are pushing the quality of coffee. And I think the Google star reviews and ratings and things like that definitely came through with some positive results from the consumers telling us how well our region's doing. So we're stoked because really my mission is to run a coffee company that inspires baristas to make coffee much better, but also cafes to run successful businesses. And if we can get those two working together, we know that the cafes are going to be great and the customer's going to get a great experience. So hey, shout out to all of the baristas and cafe owners in our network, or anyone that has anything to do with making sure that the industry is growing. We certainly really appreciate what you're doing. Keep going, keep pushing, and we'll have a great industry for many years to come. Actually, thanks for everyone coming by. Boy, did we do some big days. This month, we opened a little bit more over Christmas there, the couple of days, and it was busy. You all came in, you were here on holidays, you were driving between Brisbane and Sydney, and you came and said hello, so thank you so much. We felt the love. You got to meet us, spend some time with us. It was really funny because some of you came to see me, some came to see Jimmy, and you didn't know who either of us was. It's quite funny. Anyway, we'll take that moment and walk away. If you don't know who we are and you know one of the others, that's fine. We don't get upset. But definitely, January, you all have supported us so much. It's been fantastic. So we do appreciate you coming by and saying g'day. And I think we managed to give you a moment, say hello, and give you a great coffee. So thanks very much for coming and saying hello. Really appreciate it. Actually, and a shout out to all of the new first-time buyers. We have so many more people that are buying our product, and now it's fantastic. We really appreciate it. You know, we've also had a legacy of people coming and seeing us, but you know, really from mid last year all the way through, we've had fantastic growth, new people coming on board and buying our beans and really supporting us. So thank you so much. It's causing headaches, as I said earlier, about being shortfall on coffee. That's my issue. I've got to fix that. But really appreciate your support because it does allow us to support the lovely community we live in with all the jobs and people. What do you got?
My at-home espresso machine pours. Sorry, should hold this up here. My at-home espresso machine pours out high pressure steam along with hot water on the puck. Is that normal, or is my machine broken?
It holds higher pressure water and steam on the puck.
So, pours out high pressure steam.
Yep.
Along with hot water on the puck.
Okay. It depends on what machine it is. If it's depends how that water is being heated and what's actually being applied. So the best thing to do is take your hand and give it a really good flush first so the water comes out beforehand. If there's any spot for air in a single boiler, or if you're going from single boiler and doing a frothing and then coming back to extractions, you could have steam coming out onto that puck for sure. It could be very hot, yes, there's no doubt about it. If you're hitting 96, 98 degrees on that boiling water, you might actually find that you're going to have a lot of steam on that water. Sorry, a lot of talking. Anyway, I've got to. I'm getting interviewed by the news very soon, right? Better keep my voice. Anyway, because Coffs Harbour has been, voted in this this coffee, place to come in for Australia. I'm going on the local news. I'll be there. I don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow night. Anyway, we'll put a link. A bit of fun. We'll see what they have to say about the local industry. Doing a report.
So, William, I think you had the question before about the benefits of Great Espresso in milk drinks.
Yes.
He said, thanks for answering. Loving the content, by the way. I suppose to clarify, I'm wondering whether using a single origin anaerobic, for example, in a flat white is a little pointless.
Oh, super pointless. Yeah. You've spent all this money on a farmer that's done a great job and processed to get a unique flavour, and then go and put milk in it. It's not going to hold up. That coffee will have been roasted lighter to really help those flavours that the farmer's done to come out. It's beautiful. If it's fermentation, it's going to be apricots or jammies or fruits or whatever it might be, and then you're going to put milk in it, which is just going to completely take that all away. The lighter roast won't give it the body that needs to cut through that milk. Look, personally, I'm not a fan of that. Sometimes we do go to a lot of places and you get this really natural, funky flavour in a milk coffee. I personally don't enjoy it. I think the milk coffees should be along the chocolatey cacao, sweet caramel sort of flavours, rather than this weird, funky, fruity product. And with all the alternative milks you've got now, if you've got an oat milk or a soy or a coconut or whatever, they're already flavouring the taste of your coffee. And then you're trying to mix something fermented into it. It's not the go. Make it a batch brew, do it as a pour over, do it as a long black, and give that as an opportunity for your customers to really taste what that farmer has done and charge more for it, because you don't have to put the time and effort into a milk, and you're just able to do batch brews and volume there and make good profits out of a black coffee for sure.
Mohammed is back. He said, are puck screens and WDT tools important?
Yeah, WDT for sure. I really still think any sort of puck preparation is great, and I still feel that the WDT is the way to go. There are other higher end levels of this kind of concepts that you can look at, but you've got to spend a lot of money on it. The WDT is simple and easy to use and very cost effective. So some sort of ring that sits on top as you fluff up your coffee bed. You need to keep it in there. You can get that for under $50, depending on where you are, rather than spending hundreds of dollars. But yeah, definitely that's the way to go. There's a second part to that question. Are they good?
Are puck screens and WDT?
Screens.
So puck screens.
Yeah. Look, puck screens are interesting. We've got, we do the flare here. I think they're great. I think they definitely suit a market. So basically, there's a lot of shower screens that have been squashed together, if you haven't seen these before. And when we do our recipe in our basket, we allow room so that there is water, a water bed that can be formed, and then it pushes evenly through the bottom of your coffee. Now, if you're going to just fill up your coffee basket all the way and jam your handle in, that coffee bed is going to be straight up against your shower screen, and then you're forcing it to go out through particular holes. Now, we want that to be a beautiful shower that comes down. Now, a couple of things happen. The oils, because you've got so much pressure on there, will end up being in that shower screen. It's going to get dirty, and the flow of that water is going to change. So imagine, let's call it 20 drops of water coming down from the shower screen onto the coffee bed. Well, what you can do is use a puck screen to cut those drops up to a lot more finer space, because you can see that has very tiny holes in it. You might be able to see it, but that's basically going to cut it out, disperse it all, and push the water through a lot nicer. It's also going to keep your shower screen very clean, because this will catch all the coffee oils and the mess. It'll also, with the expansion that's happening, allow for the coffee to not overexpand or probably float if you're going a really low dose. So definitely worth a play. You can buy good ones, cheap ones, but yeah, definitely worth something to play with for sure.
Cool.
I think that's about it for me.
Probably, that's the last question, I think, so we'll wrap it up.
Yep. Hey, thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate your support last year. We'll get back into doing the Wednesday morning lives again. Sorry we haven't done one this year. This has been the first. Just crossing paths has been a bit tricky. Huge. 2024 was huge, so thank you so much for all of your support. Really appreciate it. 2025, we're here, we're in it, we're a month in, and really pumped for what this year has to offer. So if you don't already, check out all our other socials, give us some comments, and give us some feedback about what we can produce this year for you. Like I said, we're going to go to MICE. Host Milan's something we're thinking about, and we've got a few really great collabs, some different products and brands to be supporting this year as well. So that's about it for us. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you. Enjoy a great coffee. Catch you next time. Cheers.